Definitely excited about being here, man. What a great opportunity to be a part of USC. Can't tell you how important of a transition this is for me and my family, and just ready to hit the ball rolling and get to work, and really excited about September 1st and getting the players here and whatnot, and having an opportunity to meet everybody face to face, get to work.
All right, Justin.
Yeah, to echo Chad, just it's just been an incredible couple of weeks. Feel very blessed to be given this opportunity. It's been awesome to work with these guys even for the short period of time. So just excited to get everybody face to face, meet everybody, get to know these players, and really get to work. So excited to be here.
All right, thanks, guys. Media, if you use the raise hand function on, I'll call on you, and we'll start with Mike Gillespie from ABC Columbia.
Hey guys, welcome to Columbia. Just question for both of you. Why the change now? I guess in your careers, and what prompted it?
Well, I'll begin. For me, this is my 24th year of coaching. Had a ton of experience at this level. What a great opportunity to come to USC. I've been knowing Mark Kingston for quite some time. Met him probably 15 years ago, back in the old Conference USA days when he was at Tulane. Just had a relationship with him. Obviously, the tradition and culture of this program speaks for itself. What Coach Tanner has done to put this program on a national stage and national map. What a great opportunity for me at this late in my coaching career to not only come back with a friend of mine in Mark, and again, in this power program, I try to help this program get back to national championship form.
Yeah, it's for me, it started with kind of relationships as well. Just knowing King and knowing Mike Current and knowing what their character stood for. And that was a big thing for me. And then just this program and the power, the history, just the legends, it just was kind of take the emotions out of it. Change is always, going to create some anxiety and some stress. You take the emotions out of it. It's just, it felt right. And I'm very comfortable with everything and excited. So
cool. Thank you.
Next question to Augusta Stone from the State Newspaper.
Hey guys, welcome to Columbia. I wanted to ask for both of y'all, just kind of as you get settled in and as like your new place and everything, just what have been your first priorities on the job, as you get settled in, and then once you finally like get working with the guys?
Recruiting. No, so it's been a crazy transition just because of the time frame. We caught the back end of recruiting. Summer baseball, specifically in the select ranks, just has gotten wrapped up past 2 weeks, and I've literally been here for a week on the ground running. Justin's been a little bit longer than I, but just trying to put our face out there in the colors, and obviously wrap up some last minute recruiting from the future classes. But other than that, just trying to get acclimated to everyone in the building, finding a place to live. It's just it's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving parts, but just checking boxes each day. But it's been a fun journey so far.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, recruiting, getting to know the current players, and then the people in the building, just kind of all simultaneously, finding a place to live, just to get out of the back of our trucks and settled in here. But everything just simultaneously, trying to get to know people, trying to build relationships, and just get to work.
Thank y'all, and good luck with the transition.
Thank you.
Next question to Colin Taylor from Gamecock Central.
I'll echo both. Welcome to Columbia, guys. You mentioned recruiting. I'm just curious, have you gotten a chance to look at what's coming in with this 2021 class in particular, and kind of what's the response been like for both of y'all on the recruiting show now that you've been out in South Carolina logos?
Yeah, so that's a great question. That's probably been for the past week what me and Justin have been tackling on a day-to-day basis, not only to know what's coming in the 21 class, but also what's been already committed in the 22, 23, 24 classes, and just to try to identify the strengths, the needs, and definitely see how those individuals basically will mesh into our philosophies, both from him from the pitching side and me from the offensive side. So yeah, it's been a challenging week just to try to learn some names and abilities and just try to see the fit, and also to figure out what needs we still may have moving forward. But as far as the 21 class goes, it's pretty much in place, and sounds like an exciting group. Can't wait to physically get to meet them and see their skill sets on a day-to-day basis and get to work developing these guys.
Next, we'll go with John Whittle from the Big Spur.
Hey guys, welcome to Columbia. For both of you, Chad from a position player, offensive standpoint, and JP from a pitching standpoint, what's one or two things that y'all really value, look for most when you're recruiting players at your position?
Well, for me, this is the SEC, and I've been in this league last couple of years. It's about finding the potential player that can be the complete player at this level. Obviously, the best league in the conference. It takes quite a skill set physically, but it also does mentally and spiritually, to be quite honest with you. So, trying to find that complete potential player, that high baseball IQ. Again, the physical tools are easy for us to see. The hardest thing for any recruiter in the country, for that matter, is just to find the character, the discipline side of it, the IQ side of it that fits the skill set to be an elite player in this level. And it's a challenge, and that's what we as recruiters are working to strive to bring that type of player into this particular program, and that's what builds championships.
Yeah, just to piggyback off Chad, just athleticism on the mound. Guys with elite physical traits, with they have outlier qualities as far as pitching goes, whether that's a dynamic off-speed pitch or a fastball that has some carrying traits or some deception. Just a guy with outlier qualities, and then just the baseball character, the instincts, the work ethic, all the intangibles, the competitiveness. Those are non-negotiables, and I think that's kind of the challenge of our job. Is there's a lot of guys that check all the physical boxes. It's to find the right people, who they are, and a lot of times I think who they are, especially the younger and younger we recruit, who they are and who they're around becomes just as important as what they are as a player, because it's going to determine what they become, whether that's sophomore in high school becoming a freshman on campus here for us, or a freshman on campus here for us developing into, a potential All-American as a junior. So those traits, those intangibles, those type of things are things that we're trying to identify.
Back to Colin Taylor.
Yeah, for both of y'all, just what does a good offense or pitching staff look like? Like for Chad, just what makes a good, well-rounded offense in the SEC, and Justin, just what are you kind of looking for as a pitching staff in terms of the arms and how it all kind of comes together?
Well, from the offensive side, it's a terrific balance. And the first balance that I'm going to speak on is from the right-hand, left-handed hitter options. This league is full of elite pitching, the best in the country. And predominantly most of those guys are from the right side, with the exception of a few. So you have to have those left-handed bats on your roster to basically counter those right-handed studs that we're going to face. But you can't be overly heavily left-handed dominant. I am a big fan of the left-handed hit bats. There's no doubt about it. I've had a lot of success with those guys in my career. But this league has taught me you have to have a terrific balance. Again, you cannot be a one-dimensional offense to where we're just going to live on homers, and you have to have the ability to put some pressure, man. The pitching staffs in this league are just too good. The bullpens are elite. You have to have the ability to put pressure on defenses, definitely on pitching coaches and both starting pitchers and bullpen pieces. And you can do that through speed and to have, and again, it kind of goes back to the complete player side of which I just spoke on. Ideally you want to put kids in successful situation. And we're going to recruit pieces to have these opportunities to obviously counter our opponent's strengths. But at the end of the day, I think just specifically from the offensive side, it's just to have that terrific balance of options on your roster. So we can go head on with any opponent that may obviously be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, I think, just the pressure side. I mean, I think in all areas, we want to apply pressure and we want to handle pressure. I want guys that have elite stuff, and we can do that through development. I think more now than ever with all the things that we have a privilege to have. I mean, the technology, the scouting, the analytics, all of those things, we can do development faster than we've ever done development from a stuff standpoint. We can get guys in to the profiles that we think they're going to have success in, and just come at guys in waves. We want power stuff. We want elite game managers, and we want guys that can pitch and execute a game plan and throw strikes. And and we want 15 to 18 of them. So not just a couple starters and a closer. We want guys that, I guess the old adage is, hey, let's get to the bullpen. Chad will tell you tell your offense, let's get to the bullpen. I want the bullpen to be a nightmare when you get to it. I want guys to be saying, hey, we better get to this starter before he settles in, and that's the only shot we got. So just balanced left-handed, right-handed guys with especially bullpen guys with traits to do one or two things at a really, really high level, whether that's get righties out, get lefties out, elevate a fastball, spin a breaking ball, just finding those outlier qualities, putting guys in the best positions possible to have success and ultimately, lead to team success, and be able to just stack them up one after another with depth. So we never have to lean too heavily on one guy. We keep them better throughout, and we are at our best at the end when it matters the most.
All right, next question to John Whittle.
Coach Parker, you've had really quick success at all your stops. You haven't needed a year or two to kind of get settled in. What's kind of been key to have such great early success, especially both at UCF and IU? And you take over a staff that's got a couple of really good frontline pitchers, but lost a ton of innings last year. How important is that for you to be able to accentuate those traits that you've been able to do at last stops this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, I've been really fortunate, very lucky to be in great programs. I think secondarily, my plan here this fall is going to be the same as I've been at every other place. This is a great program. I mean, they got some great arms on paper, guys that are coming back that have had success. I'm going to spend a little time here this summer, continuing to get to know them. I've already dove into a lot of the scouting reports, a lot of the advanced notes. I've gotten a chance to meet these guys, and I plan on meeting them wherever they're at in their journey and continuing from there. I mean, starting from scratch it's not a very smart game plan here. These guys are good. They've had success. The program is in a great place on the mound, and I just plan on continuing that process of development and then just putting my own spin on it. So, and everything for me is customized. It's individualized. Getting to know these guys is going to be crucial, because relationships and trust and that kind of stuff matters to be able to really get in there and make the necessary improvements. But I don't have like a direct answer for you, John. I think it starts with the relationships and trust, and getting to know these guys and getting them to trust and feel comfortable with me, and then just trying to bring the best out of each guy without your one size fits all approach. Just really trying to customize and individualize things. That way we can expedite that development process and hit the ground running.
Next question to Augusta Stone.
Hi, Chad. I kind of wanted to follow back up on what you mentioned you can see you have the physicals there when you're looking at a guy to recruit him, but how do you evaluate someone on that mental and emotional and spiritual level to find out that they're a good fit? And then Justin, kind of on the same wavelength, but when you're developing players, when you're getting to know them here, what are some of the things that you ask them to get to know them just on the mental side of things for both of y'all in different positions?
Well, I think the easiest answer for that from the recruiting side is having the ability to see the player play multiple times. When you have the specific, like some of these larger events, when you have the luxury to go watch him play 3, 4, maybe even 5 times, honestly, I've said this to many families. I enjoy watching them fail as much as I do succeed. I want to see how they handle those failures, because you are going to fail at this level. There's no question those crossroads are going to come. So the better mental player has the ability to push through and really just continue to be a good teammate, continue to adjust and find ways to help their teams win. So you can see that when you have the opportunity to watch kids play multiple occasions. Now it's a little bit more difficult when you only have one or two looks, and you may not see those struggles. And that comes with finding those answers comes with relationships. And fortunately, I've done this a long time. I know a lot of people in the industry, and I've developed terrific relationships with these coaches, both high school, junior college, and also the showcase level. So you gotta lean on some of those guys. You have to ask the right questions to these particular individuals who work with these kids on a daily basis to know some of these answers. And those relationships that I've created will allow us some of the honest answers to come out, and you make good decisions, and you use your eye, you trust your gut, you evaluate how they answer questions on the phone, and again, you just and it correlates to the classroom as well. You start looking into that side of it, so you can start to learn. Again, you just through the conversations of all of the above, you just start to check some boxes and learn these individuals, and you make good decisions on the recruiting.
Yeah, I think we're a lot of times, especially recruiting, we're like rookie psychologists. We got to read body language and tell what the kid's makeup is, what his character is. I think the families are really important to see their body language, how they react, to know where they're coming from. You know, we want to see them succeed. Certainly, we want to see them handle success the right way. We want to see them through adversity, as Chad mentioned. We want to see, you know, how they respond. Are they emotional, or are they able to process information, problem solve, and adjust? And that's, you know, the name of the game for us, especially at this level. It's whoever can make the adjustments the quickest wins, and develops and does whatever you want them to do. And so those are traits that we're looking for. Same thing with our players. As we get to know them, we're going to be able to pick up things from a relationship side of things, to know what makes each guy tick. We're going to have to coach guys different. We're going to have to lead guys different. You know, that's no different than we've ever done. I mean, so, and then that goes back to kind of just the individualization and the relationships. The better you know a guy, the better you know how to coach him, the better you know how to lead him, when you need to push him, when you need to help him, when you need to leave him alone. So a lot of those things are hopefully going to come over time here this fall. And, you know, as we get a chance to recruit and go through the recruiting cycle, we learn a lot of those things in the recruiting process, and we have a head start on that, and that relationship, that trust with those families. So those are things that we're all looking forward to establishing here.
Thank you.
Next question to Colin Taylor.
Yep, for both of y'all, just I'm curious, over the next, what's maybe the biggest challenge for you guys over the next maybe couple weeks or couple months as you get into fall ball, and what are you kind of looking forward to the most about kind of getting things started over the next couple weeks?
The biggest challenge for me is just to get to know them, get to know the current players. There's no question. Just again, to Justin's point, it's building the relationships and building their trust. And obviously, I'll be a new energy for them, and it's new face, new language. So we have to learn each other, and they're going to have to adapt as well as I to them. So yeah, I think the first couple of weeks, it'll be fun. It's fun challenges for sure. But at the same time, it's a new group. I'm a new face, and we're going to feel each other out, and we're going to get some things out in the open. And we all have the same common goal. It's to get this offense on the defensive side to its ceiling, to give ourselves an opportunity to play for championships. And with both sides of that, with that goal in mind, it's going to be a fun process.
Yeah, I think the challenge is just getting a handle on all of these different things, learning the names of all the recruits, all the current players. Our current players have been great to us. They've reached out to Chad and I both. Everyone's been incredibly welcoming, which, you know, has been nice. But I think we're all kind of looking forward to just getting settled, getting back on the field. You know, that's what we are. That's what we love to do. We love to coach baseball. I mean, so just being back in that setting, once things settle into the fall, I think just being back on the field, being around and getting to know our groups and just playing, playing ball.
And if I could follow up for Chad, I know Justin mentioned getting to go through some of the advanced scouting stuff and seeing what he has coming back. Have you gotten a chance to delve into this nucleus you have returning, and if you had any thoughts on them?
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely have a terrific core of position players coming back with a lot of at-bats. You know, the one thing my experience has taught me, it's very difficult to win with true freshmen only on that field. So I'm excited about the pieces that are coming back obviously next year. Again, they have a lot of logged at-bats for some multiple years. So yeah, and at the end of the day, they've had some good careers, but I'm excited to put my own spin on them. Maybe share some things of my knowledge and my experiences that can tweak their game a little bit to get them to excel to a different, statistical level and obviously ceiling of their own. So yeah, I 100% have dove into the offensive side of the roster and definitely looking forward to learning about some of these pieces. Looks like there's some really nice incoming pieces coming in, and they've had some great careers. And obviously, we have to get them sped up to the speed of the returners and get them to the level of play of which is needed to win in this league. But no, those are all the great challenges of my position, and I'm embracing them and welcome them head on.
John Whittle.
Yeah, from a recruiting standpoint, how much of your previous jobs have brought you into this state to recruit and develop some relationships here? And how important is that going forward to establish those pretty quickly and to kind of get entrenched in the Palmetto State?
Well, there's no question that this program has done a terrific job of for many years, going back to Coach Tanner, and obviously done a great job of keeping the in-state player here at home. But that's a huge piece of this puzzle for sure. It's a terrific baseball state, specifically in this surrounding area. And it is our job to learn as many high school coaches, select program coaches, and get to know these kids in the state on a personal level, where they can identify our face around ballparks, around the communities. So it's extremely important that we have the resource, and we have the resources to take care of our own state. And then obviously there's this brand is such a tremendous brand in the world of baseball across the country. It's so neat to go. I tell you what, one of the most fascinating pieces of this, and I've been at some good places before, but to go to Atlanta and just to have to wear the colors and just to see the reactions of kids from Colorado to South Carolina. I mean, everyone knows this brand and knows what the traditions and the expectations of this program are. And that's pretty rewarding as a recruiter here. And it's going to be fun to try to grab pieces. But to answer your question, we definitely need to take care of our own state.
Next question, Augusta Stone.
Just kind of to get some logistics. I know y'all mentioned September 1st. Is that when you will officially meet everyone face to face on the team right now, in terms of players? And then if you haven't had the opportunity to meet them face to face yet, how are you making those connections? Is it phone calls? Do you meet up? Otherwise, just kind of logistically in terms of getting back on the field and getting to know.
Yeah, I threw the September 1st. We haven't clarified the actual first practice date. It'll be somewhere in early September, but the players report August 13th, the move-in date, and school starts, I believe, the 19th. So we'll start some meetings and so forth. But to answer your question, phone calls, FaceTime, some guys have popped in who are working out in the area, whatnot, are playing in the Coastal Plains League, close by to stop in. But so it's a little bit all of the above. But yeah, so we're going to start our skill instruction soon after the start of school. They'll get into the weight room, and we'll start seeing them around the building much more. But we won't start team practice, so we haven't designated that exact date yet. But it'll be sometime in the early September, middle September date. So yeah, so like I said, this is the first 4 weeks of just really just getting to know each other a little bit better.